Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Health Made Easy. This is your host, Dr. Jason Jones, and today we are hitting on one of my favorite minerals, period, and that's magnesium. Magnesium is incredible, but they all are. But I like this one because it's so powerful, because so many people are deficient, and when you start saturating your body with magnesium, it really changes almost everything. So we're going to talk about reactions today, most common forms of magnesium, which aren't necessarily the best ones to take, and what are some recommended amounts. Now, magnesium, again, is one of those essential minerals needed for overall well-being and overall health. It represents the fourth most abundant mineral in the body, and it's present in many whole foods like beans, green leafy vegetables, seeds, and nuts. But studies have shown that about 2/3 of the Western population don't even meet the minimum requirements in their diet. And low levels have been linked to all kinds of health ailments, things like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, metabolic syndrome, migraines, and mood disorders. Now, there is the only reason that you really need right there, why people need to be supplementing with magnesium, but knowing which supplement to take, how much you should take, those are the things that trip people up. So, reactions of magnesium in the body. So magnesium is needed for about 400 different metabolic reactions that contribute to healthy living. Some of these reactions include things like helping in the conversion of food into cellular energy, which is needed to transmit nerve impulses. It helps with nerve signal transmission. It helps with calcium in equal proportion to control muscle contraction and relaxation. It supports the absorption of other minerals and vitamins, things like potassium, calcium, sodium, and vitamin D. It's needed for bone growth and density, but it's also needed to help balance your blood sugar and dilate your blood vessels. Now, the most absorbable forms, it varies, but we're going to cover really the most common forms that you're going to see in a supplement. There's a lot of different kinds, and they differ in what's called bioavailability, or your ability to absorb it and utilize it in the body. Some are not efficiently absorbed, and some are. And we're just going to cover them one by one. Now, first one, you'll see this very commonly in supplements. It's magnesium citrate. This is where they take magnesium and they bind it to citric acid. It's one of the most common formulations, and studies have shown this is one of the more absorbable forms of magnesium. And it means that magnesium citrate is is actually better than some forms of magnesium. However, its downfall is that how quickly it moves through the digestive tract. It's not as fast as some other ones, but it does move relatively quickly. But it has been shown to replenish low magnesium levels, and sometimes higher doses can treat constipation, meaning that there's a bowel tolerance to it, which means that when you take too much of it, your bowels will become loose. So I always tell everybody, go up when you take magnesium, I don't care what form it is, take it slowly and increase your dosage slowly. And as you notice the bowel tolerance or the stool starting to loosen, you can always just back it down. Magnesium chloride, it's one of the forms of magnesium that gets absorbed easily in not only in the oral cavity, but also on the skin, because it has been used topically in things like magnesium sprays, magnesium oils, but it's been used to treat constipation, heartburn, and even just low levels of magnesium. Magnesium oxide is an extremely common form. This is where they take magnesium and oxygen and they form a salt with it. And it'll be sold in a capsule or a powder form to relieve things like heartburn and constipation. And here's the thing. If you want to relieve constipation, if you want to get a magnesium that's going to go through your digestive tract relatively quickly, but you're not going to be able to really absorb it and utilize it to replenish magnesium stores of the body, meaning magnesium oxide is really only good as a diuretic, help you go to the bathroom a lot easier. Now, here's some other forms of magnesium. Magnesium lactate, great form. Magnesium chloride, magnesium malate, magnesium L-threonate, which is like the one you want to take for your brain, magnesium taurate, and then magnesium glycinate. Now, also, There's magnesium sulfate, which is typically what you're going to see in an Epsom salt. So dosages and possible side effects of magnesium. Average person needs somewhere around 350 to 500 milligrams a day, depending on how their weight, how big they are. Now, if you take magnesium in absorbable forms, always look for products that have been third-party tested by, let's say, NSF International, USP, and also Consumer Lab. It's also important to speak with your healthcare provider before taking these because, like I said, it could have a bowel tolerance to it. But again, take it slowly, take little bits, and raise it up slowly over time, and then you'll notice that your body can handle it a whole heck of a lot better. So if that hadn't convinced you to take magnesium, I don't know what will. Super important, and I hope that I have inspired you to at least investigate it. So we'll see you guys on the next podcast. Take care of yourself, and see you next week. Bye-bye.